Next up is Marcela Radtke.
Hunger pains, headaches, and the inability to concentrate. This is the unfortunate reality for over 40% of college students in the United States who face the daily struggle just to eat. Students should be starving to learn, not learning to starve. My research is on the efficacy of food access resources on health outcomes for students experiencing food insecurity. I do this using innovative and novel technology. Food insecurity has been linked to both under and overnutrition, stress, anxiety, depression, and poor sleep and academic achievement. However, most of these health outcomes have only been measured through self-report, not through objective clinical biomarkers. My research looks at a compound called a carotenoid, which is found in red, orange, yellow, purple, and green fruits and vegetables. Carotenoids function in our body to deactivate the harmful reactive oxygen species that occur in our cells and DNA during times of physiological stress, such as in the experience of food insecurity. Here at UC Davis, we have many food access resources on campus and in the community. But do students who use these resources actually have improvements to their food security status and their overall health and consumption of these carotenoids? Let's find out. I first measured carotenoids in the blood, but who wants to endure a needle in their arm if they don't have to? What if I told you I could measure these same colorful compounds just by shining a light through the tip of a finger? I used a device called the Vegimeter, which utilizes pressure-mediated reflection spectroscopy, or just a fancy way of measuring color through wavelength. I was able to quantify carotenoids in the skin, in addition to the blood. I also validated a novel technology called Diet ID, which uses a this or that picture-based algorithm to identify dietary patterns and estimate carotenoid intake. What I found from all of these different assessments was that students who were using our on-campus food access resources had improvements in their overall carotenoid intake compared to the students who didn't. These resources also increased food security status while decreasing risk factors for chronic disease. If education is our most powerful weapon in which we can use to change the world, let's make sure food insecurity does not impact our next generation of lawyers, doctors, teachers, and philosophers from success. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcela. So in addition to the wonderful work being done at UC Davis to support food security, what further areas of work can we do to continue to support student success?
Yeah, so it's really exciting to be a part of this food and nutrition security movement, and I can honestly say after looking at a lot of different campuses in different states that UC Davis is really leading the charge in our food access resources. In addition to having more options, more fresh fruits and vegetables, I think that having nutrition and food literacy curricula in the college campus is really important. So students are coming in with very little knowledge on food literacy, financial literacy, right? How are we taught to budget? It's really hard. And so to have those as core classes in the collegiate curriculum, I think can really improve a lot of our food access.
That's great, thank you. And I just have to ask you, if you could give one nutrition tip, what would it be?
Ooh. So this is like the bane of my existence. It's why I don't tell people on an airplane that I study nutrition, because the number one question is, well, what should I do? How do I be healthy? How do I live longer? And my personal advice is, you know your body best. So eat the foods that make you feel good. What I eat is gonna be completely different than what you eat, and there's not a right or wrong answer. So I always say, have the cake, life is short. Don't limit yourself, but also just eat what makes you feel good. And that's my tip.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.